Welcome everybody to another episode of Festival's Television. This is Marieti Pavić and
Frane Bumbak.
And our guest today is Marc Majewski. Welcome.
Thank you.
So, could you tell us something about yourself?
Anything? So I'm Marc, and I'm an illustrator and children books maker. I live in Berlin, Germany, but I'm French.
Yeah. So when did you discover that you had talent for art?
So talent, I don't know, but the desire to make art was from when I was like a little child. Like I always drew and I always loved books. And so the combination of the two was like, okay, I want to make books with pictures in them. And my aunt, who lives in Germany, is also like an editor for children books, or she was. And so I was always like very much into this publishing world, and it really drawn me to making books.
Who inspired you to have like works of art that you have today?
To have what? To have what?
For your art today.
My inspiration? Well, there's a lot, like pretty much everything, like in my daily life, which could be film that I watch, museums, or books I read. And when it comes to like main inspirations, I think the French Impressionism is one of those artists, like Matthew Wong or Maurice Sendak, a lot of like children books makers.
Looking back at your career, what is the biggest turning point that shaped the way you work today?
Looking back in my career?
Yes.
I think there was like a major turning point for me during COVID time, because before that point I was making books in a very stiff way, I would say. I was very much still in the mold of what I had learned in school, which was you have to draw like very precise drawing and then put the colors in a certain way, and I sort of had this very polished way of making illustrations. And in 2020 I had this sort of like moment where I was like, I don't want to work like this anymore, I'm not having fun, and I wanted to draw again like when I was a kid, was painting directly without so much like attention to how precise things need to be. And so I started like ditching drawing entirely, and I started like painting more freely. And
whatever
from that
you had on your mind, you started painting whatever was in your mind.
It was more like, okay, I want to have fun while I draw. I don't want to stress myself with, is this right? Is the perspective right? All these things that I had learned in school. So I just started like painting more naturally and freely. And from that point, I really started having fun in my work.
So you started painting as a child for children?
Exactly. Yeah. I think that's the way to go.
What would be like one of your works that you're most satisfied with?
I feel like it's always the last book, because this is the book that I just finished, so I feel like this is where I've been maybe the freer, I would say. So just now I finished a book about a little owl in the night, and for me it was really a fun project, because the book was a poem about the color blue. And so it was very abstract in a way. And so for me as an illustrator, I really had to create a whole story visually that sort of like connects bits of the poem to the visual part. And I felt very free, because I could completely imagine whatever I wanted. And because it was also about colors and this sort of abstract feeling, it was less details and much more painterly style. And so I really, really loved that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you could repaint, let's say, any building or space in the world, what would you repaint?
A building?
Yeah, building, space, it could be anything.
Oh, that's a good question. What would I paint? I think I would probably paint some buildings in Berlin that are still in this sort of like Sovietic kind of gray style, and I think a bit of color wouldn't be too much.
So like East Berlin.
Yeah.
What maybe more like vivid colors, or maybe that something that would fit in the Berlin vibes?
Yeah, I think maybe like some. I mean, in Berlin you have a lot of murals and a lot of like street art, so it's already like colorful in some ways. But I think more colors, especially in winter times, where everything is so gray, it would be cool.
So your first book was published in 2016. It's called Un beau voyage, all right?
Un beau voyage, yes.
Sorry? Yes. What can you tell us more about it?
So this was my first book as an author and illustrator, because before that I had like a couple of projects right after school where I was just working as an illustrator. So this was my first book as both an author and illustrator. And now when I look at the pictures, I'm like, okay, I don't like them so much, but the story, I still like it because it was very much inspired by how I felt at that time in my young beginning of the career. And it was the story of this young man who arrives at a train station somewhere and basically doesn't know what to do with himself. And he's has this like suitcase and doesn't know what's in the suitcase, and he's looking for the key of the suitcase. And for me, just arriving in a new city without a proper job or anything, like just wanting to be an illustrator, I felt a little bit similar. So I liked taking this, emotional state and this story and turning it into a story. I did that again in 2021 with this book called Butterfly Child. And for me, I feel like those books, even though I might feel, I don't like the pictures anymore, or I would have done it differently, the fact that it was inspired by how I felt or by where I was at that time still make the book relevant to me, even though, I have a lot of things to say, but, it's like a little baby a little bit,
Yes. Would you like to repaint them?
You know what? If I could, I would. I would totally repaint it because I think, maybe I would tweak the story again and, play with it a little more. But yeah, I think if I could repaint it, I would repaint it because now I would. But maybe every 10 years I would want to repaint it because I would change again, and then,
Yes.
so maybe it's good to just move on.
Yes, because after some time, I'm sure that you would repaint the first repaint.
Yeah. I would repaint probably every book, after a while. So.
Yes. So one of your books was translated on more than 10 languages, and I'm sure that you're still proud of that success.
So that was the second book where I was inspired by my own childhood, and this was in 2022, published in 2022 in the US first. And this book was, it was, when I was making it, it was probably one of the most anxiety-inducing projects ever because it was so personal that I was very stressed about what people would think about it. But then it turned out pretty good, yeah. So now I like it. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, it's a good project for me.
Well, at least you could say if people didn't like it, it's not based on a true story or something.
Yeah. I haven't done it. Yeah.
That's not me.
That's not me. Yeah.
So, is this your first time in Šibenik, or were you here before?
No, it's my first time. Yeah, I met this friend of mine in Berlin over a year ago, and she started talking to me about Šibenik and how amazing it is, and so since a year I heard about Šibenik, and now it's my first time.
And how do you like it here? Are we good?
Are people nice?
This is really amazing. I had all this expectation because of my friend, but it didn't ruin the experience at all. I was actually, she didn't lie, and it's really as amazing as she was talking about. So for me, it's been really great. The nature that I've seen, the beach, the people, everything that is created for children here. I think it's so incredible.
It's alive during this period of festival.
Amazing. So next year we'll definitely come back.
Great.
So it is your first time, and you already made the front cover for the festival. So how did you get the inspiration to draw it?
So for the inspiration was I first had a different idea for the poster, but I wanted to sort of have nature in the picture because for me this idea of childhood was very much connected with nature always. And so I had this first idea, which was more like a tree house and stuff. But then I was also working on two different projects with insects. And so I was really loving making insects. So when I then had to do the poster, I was like, I want to keep painting insects. And so I was like, sort of like using those bits of inspiration from my different projects to sort of like create this like bug world, which to me feels very much like also like childhood and yeah.
Well, it's great. It's like really childish, so it's perfect for this festival. And do you enjoy it? How do you like it?
The festival?
Internet, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I really love it. I've met a lot of nice people. I've watched a few shows that were really cool. And I've had the workshop with the children. And I think the whole flag situation in the street, I think it's really so cool. And the children exhibition I loved. I mean, it's really, really crazy. I think it's really amazing what you've put together.
Yes, those drawings are like made by children during, actually from the whole country, so from everywhere.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think you should make a book about, because I think some of the children's art is, I think, greater than some illustrations that I know made from adults. I think it's so much fun. So yeah.
Okay, and now we're going to one category, this or that. It's like a couple of quick questions and quick answers.
Okay.
So, neutral or vivid colors?
We say natural?
Neutral.
Neutral. Vivid colors.
Maximalism or minimalism?
Minimalism.
France or Germany?
France.
Yes. Winter or summer?
Winter.
Sweet or sour?
Sweet.
So football or tennis?
Tennis.
Yeah. So Lord of the Rings or Game of Thrones?
Lord of the Rings.
Okay. And drawing blindfolded or with your non-dominant hand?
With my non-dominant hand.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming here for this interview, and dear watchers, everybody who are watching this show, this is it for today.
Thank you so much.